programs for women like I do, you can do that as well. So that's what you'll use your degree on for women's leadership. If you go to Hartford Seminary, you're going to learn this. Pretty much make an impact in women's lives through spirituality, rituals, and so on. Okay, I'm going to do the others.
Well, I'm not going to, this one, okay, perfect.
Okay.
There we go.
Thanks, Sal.
You're welcome.
The next slide explains the women's studies. That's what I have my second degree in. Academic courses in sociology, history, literature, and psychology, which focuses on the roles, experiences, and achievements of women in society. Women's studies, a little bit of history here. Women's studies, Women's studies has its roots in the student civil rights and women's movements of the 1960s and 70s. In its early years, the field's teachers and scholars principally asked, where are the women? Today, that question may seem an overly simple one, but at the time, few scholars considered gender as a lens of analysis, and women's voices had little representation on campus or in the curriculum. So this explains why I have my second degree in women's studies, because I know that we go through so many things, even before time. You know, women weren't able to vote. You know, it's so much, even now today, you know, we don't get equal pay, we're fighting for that. So that's why I chose women's studies as my second degree, because I always wanted to make an impact. I wanted to change the laws for women and girls. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, I am the chairwoman for the National Women's Studies Association. Once I get my PhD, I will be the president of it, and I can do even more. Every year we have a conference. This year we're going to be in San Francisco, so I'll be presenting and I'll be networking and have meetings and everything with women all over the world. This is a little history of the National Women's Studies Association. Established in 1977, the National Women's Studies Association has as one of its primary objectives promoting and supporting the production and dissemination of knowledge about women and gender through teaching, learning, research, and service in academic and other settings. So this is, if you ever major in women's studies, this is where you want to join. You can be a member, undergrad, or you can be a graduate member, and you can become a chairwoman. You can be a director of the women's studies, or you can be the president. So, and this is the website as well, for if you want to check it out on your own for women's studies. So that's the reason why I'm the chairwoman, because this is the organization that really, really advocates for women's rights and everything.
Well, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What happens at the conference that you're going to go to? What do you guys do?
Okay, the conference, we have women all over the world. That's members, undergrads, graduates, also directors of women's centers, professors, the staff from the National Women's Studies Association is there. We all do conferences where we present different issues that affect our world. So everybody can pretty much do what they want. You just have to submit where you're going to present, but everybody has their own, you know, presentations and so forth. And also we have, if you're an author, we actually put it on our roster. So people around the world that's part of this, they will get a chance to see your book and everything and buy it and everything. And also you could be a vendor as well. You know, if you have items you want to sell pertaining to women's studies or whatever, you can sell it at our conferences. And every year we go different places. We've been to Canada 2 years ago. We was in Atlanta last year. This year we're going to be in San Francisco. So I'm super excited because I've never been there before.
That's a great city.
Yes. Yes? You have a question?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So when you wait,
Yes.
so if you're the president, we have to go through. Who do we go through if we want to become a vendor or we want to sell something? So we go through you, or
Yeah,
when
you
become a president eventually.
Well, no. If you want to be a vendor,
Yeah.
first of all, you'll be a member. So it's a
Okay.
form. It's a form on the site. You just submit it. Say you're going to be a vendor. Then you put your name down and what you're going to be, you know, selling, and you're set. And you have a table set for you wherever we have our conferences. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Any other questions?
So that's the site she would go into?
Yes, that's the site. That's the site for the organization.
And how many degrees do you have? I'm sorry.
I have 2 degrees, and I'm going for my master's and then PhD.
So where are you planning to go for your master's?
I'm going to go back to Hartford Seminary because now they have a master's program for women's studies and women's leadership.
And may I ask the classes that you took to for your master, the classes that you took to become
For the
caregiver?
Bachelor?
Yeah.
Okay, the Bachelor is pretty cool because when you enroll in their Women's Studies program, they have not just Women's Studies program, you have women and gender, sexuality. It's different topics in that field. You know, you're not just stuck in one. So you pretty much pick out your classes that you want. You can do feminist theory, that's another class you can pick. You can pick sociology, you can pick women in literature. So much you can pick out. So you pretty much have that when you sit down with your counselor and you tell them, you know, this is what you want to take, you know, according to what you like. That's what I love about it, because you're not stuck taking these classes and you might like, well, I don't really care for them. So you pretty much have your hand in what you want to take to get your bachelor's.
Okay, this may be a silly question, but
No question is serious.
So your degree was in behavioral science, or was it like, so was your degree was women's studies, that was your degree?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Any other questions? Okay. Okay. What does feminist mean? Anybody have any idea what it means? Have you heard anything? No?
Take a stab at it. I'm curious what you guys think it means.
Like,
Oh my
I
God,
think
I'm
both
good.
genders, I don't know.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Feminist, I guess, to be more, basically stereotype of being, acting like a female, like,
Okay, that's a good answer.
so be on the stereotype side, saying like, oh, you act feminist, or you, I don't know.
Okay, both of you have good answers. Anybody else want to take a
Equality in both genders.
Another good answer. You have an answer, Sam?
Well, I'm not going to give an answer.
Because men can be some feminists too.
Well, I agree, but I'm going to let you lead.
Okay,
I don't want to get in trouble.
okay. Next slide, please.
Okay.
Okay. That's the last one, Sam. That's the old one.
This one?
Yep,
Okay.
here it is, the definition. See, everyone had the right answer. Can you scroll down a little bit?
Scroll this way.
Yes, scroll up a little. Thank you. A feminist is a person who believes in the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes. So this is the feminist movement. First wave, the suffrage. I'm sure you heard about the women's suffrage. They were the ones who made sure we could vote in America, you know, because back then men didn't think we could vote. But these ladies, they made sure we could vote. Equal pay. This is what we still deal with. I was talking about that a little while ago. This is the second wave of feminists. We're still fighting, and it's 2019. Parachusy. Third wave. Gender issues. Female victims. Rejects. Adopting. Rebels on identities. These are another group of feminists. And this is the aftermath. Lives in the past, Western world, regrets undermining Western civilization with cultural, radical feminists. So this is another group of feminists. So you have all these. Any questions about that? So looking at this, which feminist do you think you are?
What does the third wave, like, what does that word mean?
Okay, like it says right here, it says mostly middle upper class for U.S. People. Also fights for equality. They're focusing exclusively on female victims and gender neutral issues.
So where do you see yourself in those ways?
Well, I have to say I would be all of them, because depending on if I was, back in the day, I would be definitely a suffrage, because I know I will fight to make sure we can vote. And definitely I'm fighting first to have equal pay. So I see myself in all, to be honest. Yeah. How about any of you? Do you think that you're a feminist as well? So let me ask you this: do you believe in equal pay for women? Because women do the same job as men, and men get more money than women. So do you consider yourself feminist, wanting equal pay for women, just as men has?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Do you see any injustice as a woman in your lifetime? Because I know you're younger than me, but I know some things that still haven't been resolved. So do you see anything that you can, consider yourself as a feminist? Are you fighting for rights?
I feel personally, because we're still fighting for equal pay, so we haven't even solved that problem yet. So we're kind of still in the stage of us trying to fight for it. So it's not like we even complete equal pay to be moving on. That's why I say, is this a stage, or is this continuously, or is this step by step? This waves.
Yes.
Like,
I think it's continuously, because look, the suffrage, women's, you know.
okay, so
it's still going on in 2019.
Yeah, so if that's the case, we're still in separate stage, because we still haven't complete or accomplished equal pay.
That's right.
So we're still suffering. So we can't even. So that's what I'm saying. If it's stage, we can't even go past that to even see what the aftermath or everything is, because we're still suffering. We're
right.
still in the first stage.
That's right. And we have politicians that's fighting, you know, for us to have equal pay, which is good, you know. So I think at some point we will resolve it by 2020, you know, or 2021, you know, this whole equal pay thing. And I'll be glad that women finally get paid, you know, what they're due. Any other questions or comments? So any of you want to go into this field, or no? What are your aspirations? What would you like to make?
It's gonna be something I think about.
Okay, all right. Anybody else?
Okay, so I want to become a social worker.
Okay.
What do you think I could do to impact this path, this feminist path? And say, for example, I want to do it in the medical field, so I want to be a clinical social worker. So what do you think I could do to impact my clients to that can change their thoughts and mind of this, so we could so everybody could see the point of view of what you're trying to do?
I think personally, I think you should be an attorney and a judge, because I believe if you do that, you have more weight. To be honest, I have buddies that's social workers, and they're in poverty. You get a lot of work, but they're not making any money, you know. So I think, you know, just knowing you for a little bit, I think you got that extra fight in you to be an attorney and judge to change things around, you know, because they have power, you know. Social workers really don't have power, and then you can work for family court, you know, and other courts, and you can really advocate and make a difference, you know. I can't see you doing it as a social worker, you know. So that's my advice for you. I think laws is that's where you should be headed. And I told my buddy I work with, she was going to social worker too. Now she's in law school and she loves it. And she sees what I see in her, you know. You can make a difference as an attorney and then a judge. You know, you have that extra push and power that you need to make change.
Our speaker on the 30th, we have another lunch and learn coming. She's HR, and she used to work within social work. So she worked with a lot of folks that you're talking about, the career you want to go into.
Okay.
So that may be a good
Clinical
session
social
for you
worker.
also, yeah.
Yeah.
She's coming on the 30th.
On the 30th.
I see an attorney in her
Oh, yeah.
and judge. I see that push. Social worker really don't have that much power, but you get to that level, you can make major changes. And the money you're gonna make. You can drive that Porsche, Bentley, whatever you want. Can't
Yeah,
really do
but
it on the salary of social worker.
That's the thing. I didn't look at my career and think, oh, well, this one makes more money or this one makes more money. I pull towards my career because that's where I feel my calling is. That's where I'm pulling towards, because of past experience that I've been through. So that's where I want to be. So that's why I'm going into that field.
So that's your passion. You
That's
want-
your passion.
That's
You wanna
going to be a
help.
career for
That's
me.
your
It's not going to
reward.
be a job.
Right, your
Right.
reward is
Yes.
helping somebody.
Yeah.
And that's honorable. I think that's great.
Yes.
And I think because of your spirit, I think you will help a lot of people. You're probably already helping people now.
Yes.
But thank you.
But she can help people on that high levels, you know? That judge, that attorney, you really can have
Am I
some
letting this
pull.
guy in?
You know?
Oh, pizza, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
you have that pull, I tell you. Any other questions, ladies? No? Okay. Any other questions, Adam?
No.
Okay.
No, so I have one more question. So when you go to your big conference and everybody's there, what's the main topic? Is it equal pay, or is it just a lot of different topics? Like if there was one overriding issue that you guys are all there to try to impact, what is it?
Well, the thing is, like I said earlier, everybody brings something, you know.
Everybody does
Everybody
something.
brings something personally that affects them and what they want to bring about change, and that's what I love about it. Yeah.
Okay. So do you see in your personal career things that maybe that you're discriminated against because you're a woman, or things that maybe haven't changed yet? Because being a guy, I don't see any of this.
Yeah.
So I don't don't feel like it happens to me, but, I
Uh-huh.
mean, I know you're leading a discussion and I'm pushing buttons and I've got no problem doing
I
that.
appreciate it.
But what are you seeing in your career? What have you
I-
experienced?
Well-
That maybe they'll experience?
Well, I would have to say, like, I was sexually assaulted as a child,
Mhm.
so I always, I worked with, in that area too as well. So,
One-
pushing rights.
Okay,
Yes.
so since you said that, I don't really mean to put on that,
Uh-huh.
but why do you think about going into a domestic violence field or for
Well-
helping people? Like,
well-
we have Safe Futures that's
Uh-huh.
in Hartford, we have Safe Futures in London.
Well, let me tell you about me. I work in that field, but I have worked with, and actually did a documentary with the Interval House, and they actually work with women that have been victims of domestic violence.
Because I'm certified to be advocate for domestic violence.
Yes. So as a women's studies professional, you pretty much work with that and other organizations. So I have had my hand in that, and I did a documentary as well with women like that have been abused by their husbands, and they ran away and so forth. So yes, I have my hand in that, what you just described. That's the good thing about it, you're not just stuck in one, you can pretty much work with different people and so forth.
So, okay, so what's the other place that you have different hands? So you have different domestic violence,
Sexual assault. I've dealt with like women in the religious world as well, because we're discriminated as well, in the church. A lot of people in the church, they don't feel like we should be ministers. It's always still male dominated, so that's another.
That's the, okay,
Yeah.
discrimination between genders.
Yes. Any other questions?
How do other genders fit in with your movement? So not just male, female, but now all the different types of ways people identify.
Yes, all like transgenders, we have a lot of transgenders that's part of the organization, so, yeah. So they consider themselves feminists as well. So, yeah. So other, sexes, they do fit in with.
So before you got into this field and before you decided this what you wanted to do, was there any part of you that looked at a transgender and think differently about them?
Because
Okay.
I never, one thing about me, I don't judge people. I'm a Catholic, but, as a Catholic, we have these certain rules that we have to follow, and all the rules I do not follow. I don't sit up here and judge other people, I think whatever you do at home is your business, So that's something, that as a Catholic, we're not supposed to say, but I act upon it because it's none of my business what you do, But behind closed doors is what you do. It's none of my business,
Guys, I think it's safe to start eating if you want to eat. You don't have any food?
No, it's fine.
You don't want any or anything?
I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay, any other questions before I wrap up? Okay.
Any other topics you guys want to talk about since we're out here? I mean, we're here, we can eat and talk.
Yes. I'm gonna shut this off.
Sure.
Okay.